everyone, welcome to the video. I'm Amy and I post 3 videos a week. I post a lot of 3-day foundation wear tests, full face first impressions, full face one brand, things like that. If that sounds like your kind of content, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss out on mine. In today's video, we are talking all about my favorites from July as well as a few fails. I do have a lot to talk about today, so I'm not going to take too long in this intro. Let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm going to start out with skincare, and the only skincare item I have is something that I've used similar items like this or things from this brand for a while, and I really enjoy them. But I wanted to point out these are like new to my collection, and this is probably like my favorite form of the thing, so you'll understand in a second. And that is the original makeup eraser. They came out with these like smaller little versions, and typically to remove my makeup, I use like a micellar water or like a cleansing balm or something, and I wipe it with little like reusable cotton rounds that I got from Amazon, which I really love. They're really great. I like getting the mascara and stuff like from your little delicate areas. Or I use like a full makeup eraser, like the regular size. It's like this big. It's basically the size of a towel. But when I use the full size one, I try to use like one corner of it, and then I can use it for like 4 or 5 days, but it gets to be a little bit more particular, whereas these smaller sizes are way easier, and they're a little bit bigger than the cotton rounds I use, are probably like less than half the size of this, so sometimes I have to use multiple, like one for my eye, one for my face and stuff. So this is like the perfect size to be able to do both my eyes and my full makeup, and I just use it with a cleansing oil or micellar water or a cleansing balm. I do that first on my face, and then I go in with this, wipe everything off, and then after I wipe off all my makeup and everything is completely gone, then I wash my face with my regular stuff. But I just wanted to point these out because I got these at Sam's Club, I think. So I got 7 of them. They're different colors. They're like rainbow colors. But I think this size is perfect to get off a full face of makeup. And I just wanted to, it's been a favorite. So it's here in my favorites. This next thing I have talked about on my channel, but if you've caught up with all my videos this month, you may notice that I realized a more purposeful purpose for it, and that is the e.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer. Now, I have tried the watermelon one, and I do prefer this one. This one's just a little bit more creamy and hydrating, where the watermelon one is much more of like a sticky, grippy kind of primer, which I don't love because I just don't love it. This one is still very sticky, but this one has a little bit more of a creaminess to it. But I found this month that this is really good for making product get into the sides of my nose, where a lot of times product doesn't want to get into there, and I end up having like this very weird, awkward, you're wearing makeup moment right next to my nose. This has been a game changer for me, and I've had it for a while, but now I have like, when I try a foundation and I get that issue, I'm gonna know to go to this primer, which has never happened to me. I've never had a primer that I felt did enough to where I wanted to use it, if that makes sense. So I wanted to throw that in here and really give it its moment on the channel. Next, I want to talk about foundations. And I have 3 of them here, and one of them, I haven't used it on my channel yet. I don't believe I have. I may have used it in like a Shop My Stash kind of video, but that may be coming in the future. This Skin Tint Tinted Moisturizer, I've been loving. I cannot wait to use it on my channel if I haven't yet. I can't wait to talk to you guys about it. So I'm going to talk about it right now. The Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Tinted Moisturizer. Now, I love the foundation version of this, and I have loved it since literally the beginning of my channel over a year ago. It's one of my favorite foundations. I've used almost half the bottle, which is a lot for me because of how many foundations I have. I never get to use that much of a foundation, but ever since I used this for the first time, I have been wanting to use it for an everyday occasion. I'm wearing it today, and it just has this very creamy, comfortable, medium coverage. I don't think this is as hydrating as the foundation. I think the foundation is more hydrating. I haven't worn them side by side, so correct me if I'm wrong, but from memory, I think of the foundation as something more glowy, whereas this does have a very skin-like glow to it, but I do think that people that have oily skin or more normal skin wouldn't have a problem with this amount of glow, if that makes sense. I did like lightly set most of my face, and I'm wearing like powder products, so it's not completely its natural state, you know? But I just think it looks so creamy and good on my skin. And the color is actually a little bit too dark for me. I have the shade 4 in, but the undertone of it is just perfect, and I don't think it looks too off. Tell me if I'm wrong. So I have been loving this. I can't believe I waited so long to try this. It's so good, and it gives so much more than what I thought it was going to. It's a favorite. The other two things I also tried, or I did actually share on my channel this month, and that is the MAC Studio Radiance Face and Body. This is the most unique formula. Yeah, it might be the most unique formula in my collection. It's so watery and thin, but it like, as you blend it in, it kind of thickens up and creates coverage. It's a very weird thing, but this is definitely, I mean, I used a sponge for it. I have a 3-day foundation wear test. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it here. I use a sponge for it because I don't like using my hands because it makes me feel like gross, and then I have to get up to wash my hands to finish my makeup. I have long nails right now, which means makeup gets into my nails, and I really just, it's a whole ordeal that I got to deal with. So I don't love using my hands, but I do think if you like using your hands, you will love this because this is really conducive. Like, it's a really good product for if you want to use your hands, because it does work with the hands so well, and it's such an interesting, thin, glowy, sheer formula. This is kind of the kind of product that I would use in a I'm trying to look like a no makeup kind of day, whereas to me this is more everyday, but I do think that there are people out there that would like this as everyday instead of this. So if you don't care about coverage, you just really want to look like your skin is lovely, you would like this. But if you like more coverage, you would like this one. So go check out that video if you want to see like my full in-depth thoughts. And the last foundation I want to talk about, I also have a video on this one that I posted this month, and that is the Uoma by Sharon C Flawless IRL Skin Perfecting Foundation. This one is in here not because it's like a favorite among my whole collection, okay? If I think about my whole collection, I'm a dry skin gal. I'm gonna pick more hydrating, more glowy, more dewy kind of situations. This is a more matte formula, but for it being a more matte formula and a more full coverage formula, it looks so good even on my dry skin. Okay, I was shocked by this. It's like a creamy, velvety matte on my skin, and I was not expecting to like this because I didn't like their original formula. That formula was just, it didn't sit on my skin very well. I do have a video on that one as well. It is linked through this video, so if you go watch this video, there will be a link to that one, or you can just search it on my channel. But yeah, I really liked this one. I think the color is not right. It's Fair Lady T1, but I wanted to get the blue cap. I discussed that more in that video, but I am putting this in my favorites because I am shocked at how much I liked it for having dry skin and it being a more matte finish, honestly, on my dry skin. Now remember, when I say dry skin, I don't have really like flaky, peely skin most of the time. Sometimes, depending on my skincare, I will get that kind of situation. But when I say dry skin, I actually mean thirsty skin, dehydrated skin. I take pills for my acne. They dehydrate my skin. I don't drink water very often. My water intake has not changed, but I used to have oily skin. It may be also a factor in the fact that I am getting older. I'm going to be 32 this year. I know that's not old, but I do think this is a time around when my skin, or when skin in general, starts to lose that oily factor. Like in your teens and your early 20s, like oily skin is a lot more common, if that makes sense. But back to this, I really liked it. Check out that video if you want to see it in action. A 3-day foundation wear test means that I wear it and try it in different ways, and I wear it for like 10 to 12 hours usually. Sometimes only 8 hours, but I usually try to do 10 to 12 hours because I feel like that's more realistic wear time. Most people, like, you work 8 hours, so you have to wear it for like the hour driving to work and the hour coming home from work or the hour going to the grocery store and whatever else. There are a few items that I don't have, but I'm not going to just list a concealer because I need a concealer. I'm going to just tell you things that stuck out to me out of the things that I tried. So next I have 3 blushes. Oh, okay, so first I'm going to talk about this one first, okay? This is the M Cosmetics So Soft Cream Stick Blush in the shade Lychee, and this is my very last video, which I actually filmed like 5 days ago or something. I love the formula. I love the color. I really think you're getting a lot of it for your money, and I do think, I don't know if you watch Khaki. I know that Khaki is a very specific flavor of YouTuber. Khaki Reviews Beauty, I believe, is her channel, but she is like my favorite kind. She is very knowledgeable. She's very eloquent in the way that she speaks. I am not very eloquent. I use really and super in every freaking sentence, and I try not to, but here we are. I need to read more. But anyways, I love how she speaks about everything, and I love her thoughts and her intellect regarding makeup. And one thing that she often brings up, I haven't seen her review these specifically yet, but one thing she often brings up is this color unique? And she usually talks about M Cosmetics in the fact that Michelle Phan, creator, is very smart with her color. You know, it's not like here's a peach and here is a pink and here is a plum. It's like here is a mauvey, peachy, plummy kind of color. It's a very beautiful, like, mixture of colors that make them more unique. And I think that this definitely hits that mark for me. It is such... it's so similar to the colors. In the video, I did swatch it next to anything that I thought in my collection that would be similar. And I do have a few very similar colors, but this one is just different than those. So I just think it is a very lovely, unique color that, I don't know, I really enjoy. So what I was going to say is that if you want a little bit more bang for your buck, I would go with the Makeup by Mario ones that I talked about in last month's roundup, and I did do a video on those last month, but those colors are a little bit more straightforward, so you're not going to get as much, she says a word, what is the word? Nuance, that's what she says. There's not as much nuance with the Makeup by Mario colors, though I do love the color that I got, which was Pale Petal. I really like that color, but this color has a lot more of a nuance to it, so it's a little bit more unique. But if you have a smaller collection, you may not need these more nuanced colors, or if your skin tone is very straightforward, like very neutral, you may not need these more nuanced colors. So it depends on that, but I do think it is a little bit higher of a price, which a lot of M Cosmetics is, but it is a smaller brand, and they do things very thoughtfully. So I think that it's worth the price, and you're getting a lot in it. So I love this. So speaking of M Cosmetics and their blushes, I also am going to call these two favorites. I love this formula. I have now tried so much from M Cosmetics. Last month I hadn't tried them at all. This month I've tried their foundation, their brow products, their blushes, all 3 formulas of their blushes, their lip cushions, their lip glosses, their eyeshadows, so much from the brand. And I would say the number one thing that I recommend from them, yes, number one thing is going to be these Heaven's Glow blushes. The formula on these is so spectacular. The color, we've already talked about their colors being beautiful. Yes, the colors are beautiful. I have 2 of the 3 shades, and they are just so beautiful on the skin. That's what I'm wearing today, is the Heaven's Glow in Magic Hour, and it gives a glow without being obnoxious. I think it's just the perfect amount of soft glow. It's not like a blinding highlight. I don't know how to describe it. It is beautiful and I absolutely love it. And I understand that the blushes are kind of made with these curated collections of colors, but I want to see as many colors of the stick blush. I want to see colors of these blushes. I think it would be stunning. Let's make it happen. Let's go. So if you were only going to try one thing from M Cosmetics, I would say those Heaven's Go but blushes are going to be the most impact. You're not gonna, there's no way that you could be disappointed unless you just don't like the color. But like the formula, there's no way. I don't know. I haven't watched like too many people, so maybe there are people out there that are disappointed or that don't like the formula, but I cannot imagine not liking that formula. It's so good. You know what it actually reminds me of? Hourglass. It's that baked, creamy, soft, thin, blurring, so beautiful formula. Yes. Okay, let's talk about the eyeshadow that I'm wearing on my eyes today. I think this is a really nice everyday look, and it could have been probably created with any of these palettes actually that I'm about to show you, now that I think about it, but I actually created it with the Powerpuff X Colourpop collection eyeshadows. So I used this color right here, and this color right here, and this color is what's on my lid. But I did also add a little bit from this e.l.f. Quad. This is the Bite Size Cream and Sugar. I used the deep brown kind of on my outer corner just to deepen that up without making it more pink or more red. I wanted to keep it a little bit more everyday. I have been loving this palette. It is super colorful and takes me out of my comfort zone for sure. But as you can see, you can get a pretty neutral look out of it as well. I think it's actually a great palette if you wanted to bring color into your collection, but you wanted to only buy palettes that would also be wearable. And I love the size of these pans. I'm so glad that they're not the smaller pans. It makes me so happy. But yeah, I don't know. I've been really liking it, and I've had fun creating the Powerpuff Girls looks for these. I still have to create the Buttercup one, but she's my favorite, so I'm like thinking about that look a little bit harder and going to try to do something a little bit more out of my comfort zone for the green look. So if you want to see some looks that I've created, head over to my Instagram. It's always linked down below. But yeah, I've been loving this. Let me go ahead and say another thing from that collection I really liked was their color stick. I kept the blue one. The rest of the collection I gave away in a giveaway. Let me draw it on here. But like, look at how intense that is. And I love that it's like a metallic base, but it also has some glitter in it. So it really just catches the light in such a lovely way. I'm very interested to try out other colors, but I do think it is a similar concept to the e.l.f. ones. And the e.l.f. ones, you get a little bit more product and they're a little bit more affordable. So I think if I were going to pick up more in like the metallic formula, I would try the e.l.f. ones before picking up more of the Colourpop ones. But I'm not mad at this. I mean, I think that's beautiful and I really enjoy having it. All right, I've got two more eyeshadow palettes, and if you're paying attention or if you've seen the rest of my channel this month, you probably know what's coming, and that is the Divine Skies palettes from M Cosmetics. I have Venetian Rose, let me open these up, and Magic Hour here for ya. I have a video on the Venetian Rose collection. If you haven't seen it, I will link it here. In that video, I swatched these side by side so you could see the similarities, the differences. I do think that the eyeshadow I'm wearing today actually looks like it could have came from this palette because it does have that kind of duochrome color right here. It has that brighter pink crease color as well as the tan color. So I feel like the eye look I'm wearing right now really gives Magic Hour vibes. Whereas the Venetian Rose palette is it's a lot more rosy and it is a little bit more deep and impactful. So I think I would get a smokier look out of this, and I love this color right here, that like taupey color, because it has almost like a pink undertone to it too. So here, wait, yeah, look at how bright that is. Ugh, it's such a pretty color. I have been loving these. Okay. This one has been out for a while now, and I've thought about it, and I've been like, you know what? I don't need it. It's not worth it. Whenever someone says, like, I love this palette because it's small, compact, perfect for every day, I usually kind of shy away from things like that because I like dipping into a palette and being like, an adventure. You know what I mean? Like, I love sitting and blending eyeshadows for hours and just making a creation on my eyelids. I love new, interesting formulas, beautiful, interesting colors, even though I typically end up with a very everyday situation. I love the journey, right? So when you tell me this palette only has 5 shadows and they're all perfect for every day, you don't have to think about it, that doesn't usually intrigue me because I do want to think about it. I want that experience, if that makes sense. But having these in my collection now, they are so easy, and it makes it to where I wear makeup more. I do like these, and if you are someone that loves an everyday palette that you don't have to think about, you will love these. The formula is no fuss. You will have no trouble with it. It's so easy. It does the work for you. There's enough pigment for them to have depth. There's enough like sheerness to it to where they blend out really, really easily. They don't have a ton of fallout or anything like that. And all of the shimmers and metallics are very soft, creamy, metallic formula, and they don't have like a lot of, you know, glitter that's gonna fall over your face or anything like that. They're really nice, and I've really been loving them. So if you have been eyeing them and you're wondering if they are approved by me, they are. And I do have now videos using both of these, so I will have them like listed below because it only lets you link so many in the cards. So I'll list those below. I have one more eyeshadow item that I would like to talk about, and that is the Bodyography glitter pigments. I love these, period. So when I have a video on these, I will put it down below as well, or you can check my channel. These are so beautiful. I would say, personally, as like an everyday situation, which I mentioned in that video, Off the Hook is my #1 perfect everyday kind of color. It's the most beautiful, like, taupey glitter explosion. It's so beautiful. The color, the texture of these is so spectacular, but the color of this one makes it a little bit more everyday. So if you want to wear glitter in your everyday life, this one is perfect. It has a base to it. It has the glitter to it. It has texture, creaminess. It blends into the crease really lovely. I love, love, love. And these other two are these are special individual little toppers to make any look magical. This one in Stratus is kind of like a soft pink color, but when it's on the eye, if you use it kind of sporadically, it just almost looks like a beautiful, wet, shimmery, delicious situation. Looks like the light is hitting your eye in the most perfect way. I think this is really good at giving you that option. Or if you just want to create a look like this and you're like, you know what, I think it needs glitter, Stratus is perfect because it's not going to take, there's not a lot of base to it. So it's not going to take away from the makeup look that you already have on. It'll just add that little twinkling effect, and it's so beautiful. And then blue Morpho. Ugh, I have been like so incredibly into blue eyeshadow this year. I don't know what has happened to me, but I think this is so beautiful, especially when you have like a blue eyeshadow with it in combination. I think it does something to me. You don't need this one, but you need this one. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. But I've loved these. I think they're really amazing. And they make me very sad for having these nails because they do work best with your finger. And I can't get in there with these nails. So what I've been finding myself doing is actually like digging some out and then using my finger because the brush just doesn't pick up the full range of what's inside this little thing. So fingers. The M Cosmetics Lip Cushion Tinted Luminizer in Venetian Rose. This is more of like a formula favorite. I'm obsessed with this formula. I think it's so beautiful. I will probably in the pretty near future purchase more colors of this. I may even just buy the clear one. They do have a clear one because the formula of this is so delicious. I love it so much. I think this color is a little bit deep for me. It's more of like a fall winter kind of color for me. So I don't love that, but I just love the formula so much that it has to go in a favorite. So good formula-wise. Love, love, love. And I have the opposite issue with this one. This is the Uoma by Sharon C. It's Complicated Lip Tint, Oil, and Gloss. I love the color of this so much. It is the most perfect mauve-y, bricky, as Amber called it, a mauve-y, bricky tone. It's so good, but the formula is so odd. Like, I want to wear it for the color, but the formula makes me like hesitate every time. I'm like, it's just a little bit fussy, in my opinion, on the lips especially if you put it on and then like talk some and then put more on. If you want to see how that looks, go watch my Uoma by Sharon C video. In the intro of that video, my lips look so like splotchy and weird, and it's because I had this on, did the outro, and then I went to do the intro, so I reapplied it, and it just looks really weird. So I don't love the formula, but I do love this color, and I want them to bring out other lip products in this color. Please. Please, Uoma by Sharon C, please do that. So this one's kind of like in the middle. Like, I love this color, but the formula is a fail. And then let's talk about an altogether fail, shall we? I'm so bummed about this because I love the packaging of this. This is the M Cosmetics True Gloss in Mochi. Mochi, the color is way too pale and milky for my lips, which is, I mean, that doesn't happen. Typically, guys, it's usually things are too dark on my lips. It's way too pale for my lips, and the formula is so weird. It's like thick, think like lip lacquer, but it's like sticky, doesn't like to move around. I definitely did not like this. I definitely didn't like this, but look at how cute this packaging is. It's so nice. I love the frosted glass. I love the white with the gold cap. It's so cute. But it's a total fail. Did not like that. Get the lip cushion if you're going to get a lip product from them. My last three makeup products, yes. The M Cosmetics Brow Cream in the shade Blonde. I'm actually not wearing it today because I couldn't find it when I was doing my makeup, and it was actually over next to my computer for some reason. I don't know why. It wasn't with my makeup or even in the bathroom. It was by my computer. But I found it before I did this video. So I'm going to put it in here. I've been loving this because if you know anything about me, I hate my brows.
I hate the shape of my brows. I don't have a lot of brows. I hate when I put too much product in them and then they stand out too much because then the shape is so wrong. But then I also hate when they're just naked and then it looks like I've done absolutely nothing to my brows and they look out of place.
This solves all of that for me. It's so easy. Let me show you if you haven't seen how tiny. Do you see how tiny that is? The little brush is so tiny that you can get into your little brow. Here, I'm going to add some. Your little brow without making a total mess. And it has so much pigment and hold. Like, look what it's already doing to my brow. Even though I already had my brows done. Can you tell the difference there? So this will actually pick up on all of the little hairs that you didn't know that you had. And it will make your brows look so much fuller because it actually coats those little tiny, insignificant brows that are basically like fuzzies on your head, on your face, whatever I'm talking about. And it's just so easy. I mean, I'm doing it while I'm talking to you right now. Like, are you kidding? And the blonde has enough pigment for me because I do have brown hair. And it actually looks quite dark in my videos, but my hair is actually quite light. It's the perfect tone to just give me enough brow without it overwhelming me, and I can shape them into a shape that's actually kind of brow adjacent, whereas my brows aren't shaped that way. So I really super love this. This would be my second thing that I would recommend to you, honestly. My first would be the blushes. I can't imagine you would be disappointed. And my second thing would be the brow gel, which is surprising. I do love the eyeshadow palettes, but like the blush and the brow gel, number one. I'm gonna put this Uoma by Sharon C mascara as this does nothing for me. This is a fail. I tried this and I kept thinking like, you know, maybe if I let it dry out a little bit, I will like it more. And I've been trying to use it for the past couple weeks now, and it just doesn't do enough for me. Whenever I put this on, I end up going back over it with one of my other favorite mascaras. It just doesn't, I mean, I don't even think that the mascara that I'm wearing is doing like the most in the entire world. You know what I mean? Like my lashes aren't super extremely long. They aren't super extremely thick or anything. So I feel like I need kind of a lot of help. I don't know. You tell me. And this one just doesn't do it for me. It doesn't thicken up the base enough for me. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it. It doesn't do enough for me. So that one's a fail. Let's talk about hair first. So I don't know if you can tell, but I have pretty straight hair. I did straighten my hair today just to like smoothen it out, but a lot of my videos are just my hair air dried, and it has like a little bit of a body to it, but most of that body is created on the layers. It's because my hair sits on my shoulder, or it's on my pillow, or something like that. Like that's where I get the shape to my hair. My hair is typically very straight. So I don't like care a lot about hair care. I honestly don't, because my hair is so easy that I don't have to. But these next two products I think are actually helping my hair inadvertently. So I picked this one up because it was like $3 at TJ Maxx, and I was like, sure, I'll try it. And that is one of those aqueous towels. I've seen these at TJ Maxx a few different times, and never really like thought about buying it. Well, I've thought about buying it, but never actually went ahead and purchased it. But I did this time solely based on this like lime yellow green color, like this neon color. I was like, okay, fine, you're cute enough. And I've always not purchased them because I thought my hair would be too long. I was like, I'm gonna need the extra large one. I have really long hair. I know, I don't know if it comes off to you guys how long my hair is. When I met Lindsay in person, she's another YouTuber, she thought I was wearing extensions. Because she was like, oh, I didn't realize that your hair was that long. I thought you were wearing extensions. Because my hair, like, it cuts off, you know, here. But there, okay, look, I'm going to go to where my hands are, right? I'm grabbing my hair. My hands are right here. There's so much more hair. My hair, I mean, it's almost to my butt crack in the back. It's a lot. I have really long hair. And so I always thought that these towels just wouldn't be long enough to hold all my hair, but it actually does. It does. It doesn't, but it does. You know, like it's not fully long enough, but when you start twisting to wrap it, it's enough to cover my hair. But I want to say I love this as someone who has upper neck and back issues. This is a godsend. I don't know why I never considered that part of it. Like, I know that it's better for your hair to dry in something like this, rather than a towel that can give you like micro tears or, you know, mess up the hair follicles or something like that. I know that, but I never thought about how much less this weighs than a towel. Now, not that I typically wear my towel on my head for a very long time, but it is very intense on my neck and shoulders, even to wear it from the time I get out of the shower until like I get dressed is usually where I go. I don't usually wear my hair up in a towel for very long. That has been like my number one reason for loving this towel. It's so much lighter. It's so incredibly much lighter. So if you have issues with your neck like I do, then I highly recommend this. I know you haven't seen a straightener like this since 2012, but I'm here to tell you, it is a favorite, okay guys? So my last straightener, it was pink, and I've had it since like high school. Like there was no more writing on it. I don't even know what brand it was, and I loved that. I loved it because it had like when I would run it across my hair, it had that nice tension, that grip that back in the day straighteners used to have. Do you remember it? Because I still had it, and I would use it to curl my hair, and it was wonderful and beautiful and amazing. One day I went to go straighten my hair or curl my hair, don't remember which, and I plugged it in, and the light didn't come on. And I was like, well, maybe the light's busted. So I left it plugged in for like 5 minutes. It didn't get warm. It never got warm. And that's the day that we lost her. And so I had to go buy a new straightener. And I am very particular in my straighteners because I, want it to be extremely affordable because I'm not spending money on hair products when I barely ever do my hair. And 2, I wanted it to be the big boy. I don't like the skinny ones. Get out of my face with the skinny straighteners. I want to be able to put all of my hair in here at once and just give it a swipe. Just a once over to smoothen it out because I already have straight hair. I don't need to go through in tiny, tiny sections and really get it with that little 1-inch barrel, I guess is what you would call it. I don't know. Plates. I need the 2-inch plates so I can do more quickly. And so that is why I picked up this bad boy. This is a Remington, by the way, if you can't read that. And it was like $30 and it was the wide one. So I got it. Now, when I came home, I wasn't sure if I was going to keep it, right? I kept the box, kept the receipt, everything. I tried it out and I was like, oh, I'm not going to like this because it doesn't have the grip. It is actually so much softer on the hair. Like, even when I'm squeezing oh, now I'm making my hair staticky, sorry. But even when I squeeze my tightest, there's like, I don't know if you can see that, but there's like cushion here or springs or whatever that make it so that you can't pull your hair. No matter how tight you squeeze, it doesn't pull your hair tight, which I was like, so I haven't tried curling my hair with it yet because you do need that tension, but I will try it in the future. But I wanted to say it as a favorite because like, look at how silky and smooth my hair looks. I feel like maybe the softer plates are actually better for my hair. And it looks better and it feels really nice. So that's why I'm putting that as a favorite, even though I'm very begrudgingly doing so. And then I have this. This is a very weird favorite, okay? This is for the kitchen. But I wanted to mention it because I'm a 31-year-old lady, okay? And that means that I don't know anything about taking care of my house. At all. Okay? Everything that I've learned on my own since moving out. Yeah. So if you were like me, you may not have ever known that items like this even exist. Okay? So let me tell you about this. This is the Lemmy Shine dishwasher cleaner. It looks like this. I got mine at Target. Oops, that's upside down. Like that. Or like that. And I'll show you what it actually looks like. So, it's just this little packet of these like granule little thingies. And you just pour it into the bottom of your dishwasher once a month with no dishes in it. And then you run the cycle as normal. And your dishwasher looks brand new. It's like polished on the inside. It doesn't smell or anything. It keeps your dishwasher fresh and clean. So if that's one thing that you personally never thought of, I never thought of it either. Never thought of cleaning my dishwasher. Ever. It's so good. Highly recommend. Let me know if you have other tips down below. If it involves me actually getting down and scrubbing it, don't tell me the tip because I'm not going to do it, okay? And then I do want to mention a show favorite. Me and my boyfriend have been watching Ted Lasso. It is on Apple TV. This show is so good. It is the perfect kind of show for me and my boyfriend because he loves sports and the show is about football / soccer in Europe. And I love British TV shows, and this show is like a mix of being a British and American TV show because it's an American going to Europe. So it's got a lot of British humor, which I love, but it also has the sports and everything, and it's just like the perfect mix of things to where it's like kind of a serious TV show, but it's also kind of just like a sitcom-y TV show, and I really like it, and that's Ted Lasso. This second season is currently airing, so there is a full first season available out there too. So I just wanted to mention that because I have been loving that as well. Okay, I think I have blabbed long enough. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out so much. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!